In honor of Valentine's Day, loved ones out there and BFFs, I wanted to make this heart bracelet with you. And also you can make a heart charm like that, just an individual one. But I'm going to show you how to make this bracelet. I'm going to only do 3 hearts to kind of get you started. And again, each heart here measures an inch wide. And the one I have around my wrist here is 7 inches long. And you can connect it with a C-clip on the end to attach your bracelet together. So to make the heart, again, you can do whatever color you want. And here I have a variety of colors just to show you. We're going to take a single rubber band and we're going to start in this configuration. Again, take that single rubber band. We are going to double it. And we're putting it from the 2nd peg to the 3rd peg. That's our first rubber band. And we're going to need a total of 26 rubber bands for the first heart, and then we'll need 25 for the rest. Also, you'll need some holding rubber band, like 2 extra different color ones, just to hold these connector rubber bands, so we don't have to find it later. So with 2 single rubber bands, you're going to put it from the 2nd peg diagonally up, and again on the other side. And we're going to just do the perimeter of the heart with 2 single rubber bands. So from there we're going to go 2 down on both sides, and then diagonally to the bottom of the heart. And repeat on the other side. And this heart will be red. And again, you can make it whichever color you want. And lastly, kind of push your rubber band down. And that completes your heart, or the side of the heart. And now we're going to do the middle of the heart. Again, all 2 single rubber bands except for the very first one. And now we're going to put some holding rubber bands. The first one I'm going to do 2 single rubber bands across from this peg to that peg. And then we are going to take a single rubber band, we are going to double it. And we are going to put it on the bottom of our heart here to make it tighter and sharper. And we're going to make a triangle on those pegs there. And now we are going to cap that one off, the bottom of the heart off, and cap it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And now we need 2 more rubber bands, and you can use whatever color you want. I'm making it the same color as my heart. So you're going to double that, don't stretch it out too much, and we're going to put it on this peg and this peg, but 2 of them, so individually. So take a single, doubling it, and putting it on that peg. Take another single, double it, and putting it on the other peg, right on the other side across from it. So there you have it. And now if you want, so we don't have to fish for it later, we're going to take another rubber band and just kind of fish it through, and we're going to leave it hanging there so we don't have to find that 2 holding rubber band later. And again on the other side, same thing. Go in there, get a holding rubber band, or just so that way we can see it later, and just kind of let it hang there so we don't have to pull these connecting rubber bands later. So now let's loop. What you're going to do at the bottom of the heart, on the 4th peg, we are going to go under the capping rubber band, grab the top 2 rubber bands, and carefully pulling it onto itself. Go back in, grab the next top 2, put it onto itself, and the last 2. And just keep going up this side of the heart first. And if you can't see it, just pull the bottom 2 rubber band down, put your hook right inside that peg, and just pull those rubber bands up. And remember to make sure you see teardrops all around your heart as you're going up otherwise you're not doing something right. Again, with that peg, push everything back, grab the bottom 2 rubber bands and pulling it onto itself, and now we're going up to the top of the heart and pulling it around the top peg here and onto the center peg. And now the last rubber band you should do is the one that we doubled, the single that we doubled, and right up to the center. And that completes the heart. It's really quick. And we're going to take a single rubber band and we're going to do our slip knot. Go ahead and put it right through, pass all over the rubber bands, all those rubber bands, and pull it up and create your slip knot. And be careful not to break your rubber bands. If there's any tension, just guide it up and tie it carefully and pull it off your loom very carefully. And once your heart is off the loom, you will need to adjust it, tug it to get into the heart shape a little bit, but generally it should be in the heart shape. And if you wanted to leave it as a charm, go ahead and keep the string. And you didn't need to add these attaching holding rubber bands here on the side, these ones, the red ones. But if you want to make the bracelet or make 2 hearts together, then you want to have either 1 or 2 of these rubber bands. And so there's your heart. And since I'm going to make the bracelet, I'm going to tuck in that charm string, so that way our heart looks nice and clean. We tuck it in a little bit more so it's not sticking out. Just go ahead and reach in your rubber band and have your heart clean looking. So there, and you can put a C-clip on one end of the that holding rubber band, or the connecting rubber band there, and that will be the end or the first of your heart. So there's your first heart, and let's make our second one. Again, with our single rubber band, we are going to double it and putting it from the second to the third, and then 2 rubber bands from now on, and going around our heart, 2 down, and 1 across to the center, and repeat on the other side. Oh, let's just make this solid blue. I totally forgot. I'll make the third heart a different color. So we'll do this blue. Again, you can make your heart pink, purple, whatever color you want. So that's the circumference of our heart. And now we are going to finish off our heart. There, this is what it should look like. And then put your holding rubber band, 2 single across. Take a single, double it, and we're going to put it on the bottom there, near the bottom of the heart, creating the triangle. And now we are going to put our holding rubber band here, 1, 2, 3, or cap band here, looping it 3 times. And now our attaching rubber band, I'm going to use the same color as my heart. Put it on one side, and I'm going to take an extra rubber band and just kind of hold it there, so that way we don't have to fish it out later. And then with our heart we made last, we're going to take that holding rubber band off, and this is the heart connector rubber band, and we're going to put it right there on our heart where the connector rubber band would be on the other side. And so now we're ready to loop. And once again, same thing, go under your cap band, grab the top 2 rubber bands, and bringing it onto itself. If you can't see it, just use your fingers to, or your nails to pull it down so you can see which rubber bands you're pulling. The next top two, looping it onto itself, and just go up. Your heart, do the side first. Just keep looping it up, making sure you grab the bottom two. Pull everything back, grab the bottom two, making sure you have teardrops. And now we are going to the top of the heart first, before we bring up that center. You have to push it down with your finger so it doesn't slip off, and then finishing it off with that center rubber band. Now creating the slip knot, go in the center. Carefully. And then taking it off your loom with the aid of your hook. Just be careful not to break your rubber band, but this is not very tight, so you should be all right. There's your second heart. This is your tying your slip knot rubber band. Kind of shape it into your heart, and there's the connector rubber bands there. And once again, we are going to tuck in our slip knot rubber band or a charm string rubber band there. This blue is really slippery. And now let's make our third rubber bands, and again you're going to continue to make it as long as you want for your bracelet, for your heart bracelet. And there's two connected to each other. And now let's make our third one here, and I'm going to show you a multicolor one. And also to make this one, you just have to put it instead of 2 down, you're doing it 3 down and then repeating it. So let's do our red, white, and blue. Let's first start with a single rubber band, double it, and put from the second to the third. And we'll continue with a red for the top perimeter, diagonally, and then 1 down. Again, you can use whatever color you want. I'm just giving you an example of how I did my multicolored heart. Push your rubber band down a little bit and 1 down. And now the next color I'm going to use is white. Again, it's 2 rubber bands at a time. Putting it on the side. And now the last color I'm going to use is blue, my red, white, and blue. Bringing it to the center. And then finishing the bottom here. Center of my heart with white, because I only have a few whites. And there you go. And I'm going to cap it off 3 times with the blue. That's at the bottom of my heart there. And now we're going to put some holding rubber bands. And here, since it's white on this side there, I can use white or red. I'm going to use white. So I'm going to take 2 single whites to hold my heart together. And then, again, this one is blue, so I'm going to take a single blue. And I'm going to make that holding triangle at the bottom of my heart there. There. And now we are going to take the single rubber band, doubling it, and that's the connector rubber band for our heart. And again, I'm going to take a single rubber band and just placing it there to hold a heart. And remember to attach your bracelet heart right onto the other side. And this one you can use whatever color. I chose blue, and you can use white or whatever, but that's up to you. So now we're ready to loop. So reach under the cap bands, pull our top two and looping it onto itself, the next two, looping it onto itself, and the last two, looping it onto itself. Again, reach in. If you can't see it, pull it down, reach inside the peg, and grab the bottom two, looping it onto itself. Pull everything back, grab the bottom two, looping it onto itself. Always grab the bottom two rubber bands, otherwise it won't be catching and your heart will fall apart. And we're going to do the sides first, and then we're going to do around the top of our heart before we do the center, so it looks a little nicer. And now we're ready to do the center. Again, you're going to keep doing your heart and can make sure you remember to connect it to make your bracelet. And if you just want to do 2 charms, just go ahead and finish it with those 2 charms. And now we're doing a slipknot rubber band. Single rubber band, reach in that center peg and grab your single rubber band to tie it off. Very carefully, don't break your rubber band. Go ahead and take it off. And that's your 3rd heart, and that's how you connect to make your bracelet. And there's the connector rubber bands, and again, you can use any color. For the connector, you can use even rainbow, or you can make your heart rainbow, whatever. It's just whatever color you choose to do it in. Again, if it's a bracelet, tuck in the charm string. By reaching in your heart, and you can make it neater than I am. I'm just kind of wanted to tuck it in a little bit to show you. So there's your 3 hearts, and you can keep going to make your bracelet longer. And then at the end, once it's the size that you want, you can go ahead and connect the C-clip onto the other end. And there you have it. So there are your hearts for your bracelets and your charm. Thanks for watching.